Hi Aquarius, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Okay, I'm seeing a karmic test that's popping out, some type of decision that we need to make. Something we feel guided to do, maybe called into action with something. It's like almost a test to see what you're going to do in a situation you find yourself in. I'm definitely seeing you being guided through this experience. Definitely have guidance at your disposal. I'm hearing if that is what you're seeking. Maybe also even seeking a type of counsel. For some of you, this is regarding an interpersonal relationship. I'm looking at the Four of Wands here. I'm seeing a lily pad. I'm also seeing a ginkgo leaf here. So for some of you, this may be a single interpersonal relationship. For others of you, this may affect more than one relationship. It's kind of, it's this notion of wanting to manifest a type of harmony when it comes to your dynamics. For some of you, this is about manifesting a relationship. And maybe you feel like you're caught in a place where it's like, do I want to be, I'm hearing minding this venture on my own? Or maybe it's also about, it's almost like that decision between, do I want to do this alone? Do I want to do this with another person? Is there someone that I'm willing to incorporate into my journey? Or do I feel like this is a solo process for me right now? There's definitely a sense of introspection that's needed. And the answer is going to be different for each of us. So I'm seeing us really looking within here. There's definitely a deep analysis of our emotions that we're doing here. Maybe getting more in touch with ourselves in emotional ways, connecting, observing our emotions. Something that you're making progress with. This is also about opening up the heart chakra too. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to enter into a specific type of interpersonal relationship, but I'm seeing the work that you're doing right now. It's leading to more joyful connections that you're experiencing. Like I'm seeing you make progress with with grounding and bringing in a sense of harmony that is like manifesting internally, and so you're also seeing this, observing this to manifest externally for you. Something that you are in the midst of manifesting, you may not be yet perceiving the results of this, but I'm seeing that there are results. They're just hidden for the time being. Again, this is about something that you're manifesting. Something that you can't yet see, but something that is going to be revealed to you. So you may be presented with a collaboration. This can be someone who wants to enter into a relationship with you. For others of you, this can be a collaboration at work. For some of you, this can be something like, do I want to collaborate with someone like a therapist or a guide, a guru, something like that when it comes to internal work that you're doing. But it's something that is going to definitely take a sense of self-analysis to see how you want to enter into a particular space with someone. As I said before in the beginning, I'm seeing this as part of a karmic test for you. It's about looking within. This is also about letting go of attachments that we feel to. Letting go of collaborations that feel out of balance. Relationships that feel out of balance. This is also about not relying on things that are outside of your control. It's about not forcing things. It's about practicing non-attachment. Especially when it comes to emotions that you feel towards things. It's about grounding in that emotional experience. Maybe also a sense of empathy, a sense of compassion that we are working with. This is the decision between being able to stand and witness your emotional experience that you're having and not allowing it to overwhelm you. It's about being able to observe the experience that you're having and not needing it to lead to any particular outcome. So it's about having feelings and not obsessing over those feelings. It's about witnessing those feelings that you're having. And I'm seeing there are definitely interpersonal ties here that we're addressing. I'm seeing us manifest things when it comes to exploring, understanding, and addressing like our deepest desires and thoughts, things going on in the psyche space. I'm seeing something that we're healing. I'm seeing us really addressing and analyzing different interpersonal relationships we have, bringing a sense of harmony into the mix, into the balance when it comes to the ways that we enter into spaces with others. And again, this is also about, it's also about tempering this need, like tempering impulses, tempering attachments that we have. Being able to have feelings towards things and not allowing them to get to a place where it becomes obsession, things like that. It's about like grounding the ways that we interact with those around us. Maybe grounding our experience as well. This is also about taking your intuition and grounding it and being able to apply to the things that are going on in a three-dimensional way, in your three-dimensional experience. For some of you, this is letting go of attachments you feel and like needing to like keep tabs on other people, and this is really about turning that inward and reflecting rather than like obsessing about other people's lives or even concerning yourself with other people's lives. It's about like letting go of that and focusing inward, as I said before. For some of you, there's a sense of like some of you may be taking a vacation from a job, or maybe approaching a job that you do differently. I'm also hearing reinstating. For some of you, you feel like a cycle has come to an end when it comes to a job that you've been doing. So this can be like entering into a new space, into a new chapter when it comes to a job that you've been performing. For some of you, this is about your home life. In the first spread, I'm looking at Mercury, I'm looking at Virgo, I'm looking at Pisces. I'm hearing karma so strongly when I'm looking at Capricorn, the moon, and I'm looking at you, Aquarius. For some of you, there's definitely a type of business or association with a company that is proving to be a good investment, like something that you've done, something that you're pursuing, something that you're building that you feel like is paying off for you. It's like the more discipline you're using, like the more strategically you are, I'm hearing applying concepts to this position you're stepping into, the more you're seeing come from this. I'm also getting a sense of regiment when it comes to the way that you're doing things. Like you may be putting yourself on some type of schedule or being more strategic with the ways that you're accomplishing things. Definitely more effective, more organized with the way that you're doing something. And maybe you're also realizing like what wasn't working out before and what's going to work out now. Like what wasn't going the ways that you wanted it to, how can you change those things to make it produce something that you want? I'm seeing a new beginning that you're stepping into, and you're starting off in a very good place. It's like you're starting this new beginning within a sense of stability, and it's something that you've definitely established because of work that you've put in. I'm also hearing because of determination that you've had. And there may be somebody coming in, like attempting to assist, or maybe like offering their help, offering some sort of guidance. I don't know if you're going to accept this or not. Maybe the thing here is to be analyzing whether or not we feel that's something necessary for us. Like somebody could come in and want to be giving you advice, but this is about observing that and seeing if that actually resonates with you, if that's something that you want to be taking, if it's something that you don't feel like resonates with you, making that decision for yourself. Yeah, if somebody's coming through and they're saying that they want to help you or they're offering you a position or something like that, if you're feeling anxiety, this is something you want to pay attention to, because it may not be something that resonates with you, and you're being guided to observe what you're feeling right now. I'm seeing something that could potentially affect you in a business related way, like something affecting you in your 3D with a job for some. It's like taking, having your emotional experience and taking like the message, taking the information away from that you need. So it's like, rather than being completely embraced, and consumed by the emotions that you're feeling, this is about thinking about it, analyzing it, and being like, what is it that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling this way? What does that mean for me? Is this something that I want to be involved in? Is this somebody I want to be associating with? I'm also hearing. And sometimes we get unsolicited advice, and sometimes it isn't something that resonates with us, and that's also something to pay attention to, because sometimes people are projecting onto us, and that's something that needs to be acknowledged as well. When we experience being projected upon, it has absolutely nothing to do with us and everything to do with the person who is projecting. Like, say somebody is like giving you advice that isn't resonating with you, or shining a light on you that you don't resonate with. This is about them wanting to communicate with themselves, and I think acknowledging that also puts you in a place of power too, because you're understanding where that comes from and what the motivation and catalyst is when it comes to that person speaking out. In this spread right here, I'm looking at Aries and I'm looking at Saturn. I'm hearing having the power to stand in your own truth, Aquarius. This is about also understanding the power of truth, the power of integrity. Regardless of what's going on around you. Yeah, for sure. I'm seeing like somebody within the environment that may come through in a fashion that you don't feel is helpful, may feel distracting, may just feel irrelevant for where you are. And this is about understanding that, understanding it has nothing to do with you and it has everything to do with this person, and being able to show compassion to this person. It's like, rather than feeling as well like you need to react, like if somebody's coming through impulsively, or like somebody's hitting on you and you're not resonating with it, or someone's approaching you in a way that like doesn't sit well with you, this is about observing that person within that instance and having compassion for that person. And it's like, rather than like, say somebody comes through in a disrespectful way, something like that, or like, again, like whatever they're doing, it's not resonating with you. This is about sitting with that and observing that, and rather than like meeting them with their own energy, this is about meeting them with compassion. It's like meeting people where they are within their process, and also not assuming that, not identifying with that in a way where it's like throwing you off of your truth, or distracting you, or misguiding you. I was listening to something recently by Ram Dass, and it was about how we can experience people experiencing their own senses of paranoia, and if we meet them with a sense of defensiveness, where we're kind of meeting them with that energy, it kind of encourages that uncomfortable type of situation, or it encourages further paranoia, like drama, stuff like that. And so when we sit within our own emotions and we observe the things that are going on around us, rather than feeling like we need to feed into it, it slowly allows that paranoia and the things that are like out of balance to become extinct in a way, because we're not encouraging them, because we're not riling people up. So maybe that's part of this experience that you're having too when somebody comes through. Whatever way that they come through, again, I'm seeing it's something that doesn't resonate with you, and this is about you standing in your truth, observing what's going on, and not feeding into whatever this is, okay? It's about being able to show this person love, and sometimes that means not responding, not interacting. Yeah, it's like choosing what you want to say, how you want to respond. If you're going to respond, really thinking about what it is that you want to do when it comes to this, and not allowing it to affect your state of peace, your state of mind, what you have going for you. Because this person may be attracted to you in some type of way where like they see where you are in the position that you're in, and that feels attractive to them. And even though the way that they're coming in towards you and approaching you is not like at the same vibration where you are, so to speak, this is someone that's being pulled in for some type of reason. And sometimes the more higher vibrating we are, the more we attract people that are in different vibrations, and this is about knowing how to stand in that process and knowing where you want to go from there. And it's about being able to transmute that energy too, and feeling confident in the way that you're doing it. For some of you, this is somebody approaching you aggressively. It's like, again, whatever way that they're approaching you, it doesn't resonate with you. But this is about following your instincts and acting from an empowered place, and also acting with integrity, being honest within this experience that you're having. Honest with the way that you express yourself, being very clear, and choosing what you want to do about it. And there's definitely a balancing of yin and yang that we're doing here as well. It's about confidently expressing yourself. This is also about not allowing your impulses or the need to interact to get in the way of what it is that you're building here for yourself. It's about not allowing the environment to disrupt your sense of happiness and your sense of peace and like what it is that you are searching for, the contentment that you're feeling, those types of things. It's being able to calm and find that grounded place within you. Leo is the only major arcana that I'm looking at here. There can definitely be a sense of ego, that this person is approaching you within, and maybe this is also why we may not necessarily want to be interacting with this person. It's going to be different for each of us what you feel like you're guided to do. But I'm seeing, like, the way that this person observes you is definitely as somebody who is playing whatever role you're playing, like, quite confidently, someone that knows what they're doing. Like, this person may want you to be, like, some sort of guide or mentor for them, but I don't know what you're going to do about it. It all just depends on whether or not this person resonates with you when they come through. And I mean, this can be a family member. It doesn't have to be like some stranger off the street, although it can be. But I'm seeing you over here learning like the ways that you want to take responsibility and accountability when it comes to like the way that you're living out your life. And definitely like a sense of calm that you're establishing in the way that you're doing this is like really being controlled emotionally, like being able to like be in a centered place when you're carrying out the things that you're doing. Even within your daily life too, it's like both in the roles that you assume and also in your personal daily life, it's being able to find that calm center for yourself. Also within your interactions with others. For some of you, there's definitely a notion here of interacting with others less. Like, maybe you feel like there's a type of scene change that you're doing when it comes to people you've been hanging out with, or maybe environments that you had been frequenting. Maybe you're taking more time for yourself. Like, for some of you, there's even a sense of, like, partying or maybe hanging out with a certain group that you feel like you want to move away from. Because you feel like the experience is not grounding for you. Maybe this is also some type of transition that you're making as well for yourself. I'm seeing as well this sense of discernment that we're practicing, and it's like, where do I want to step in versus where is it time for me to step back? Like, where do I want to step out from? Where do I want to enter? And having that balance. Like, what is it that I want to be pursuing? What is it that I want to remain grounded within? Like, how do I pursue the things that I want to be pursuing? How do I lead out the things that I want to be leading while still being able to like be centered and be calm? This is also about choosing when and where we want to be exerting ourselves as well, expressing ourselves, and where is it unnecessary for us to be doing that, and going through that, that process of discernment is really bringing you into a place where you're feeling more at peace. And living in a way that feels true to you. I'm definitely seeing some priorities that we are figuring out when it comes to our involvement with those around us. And for sure, I'm seeing that some of us are definitely stepping back from particular types of interactions and or people, frequencies, whatever it is that you want to call it, and exiting, moving to a place where you feel as calm. It's like if you enter into a space and you're feeling unsettled, it's about understanding why that's happening and how you can remove yourself from that. It's like how you can be observing these things and also witnessing your emotions and pulling yourself back into a centered place. And for a lot of you, I'm seeing this has to do with interpersonal relationships that you're involved in. It's like understanding as well where you're feeling a sense of tension when it comes to interpersonal relationships that you have and how you want to go about resolving that. I'm hearing Micah. I'm hearing that so clearly. I'm looking at Gemini's card here. Okay, so for some of you, there's someone that you know that's coming through and they may be like argumentative or like bringing some sort of like drama to you in some sort of way, and I'm seeing you decline to participate in this. Like this may be somebody that you know that likes to talk about other people, something like that. Like some type of gossip. Somebody that's confrontational in a certain way or like maybe stirs things up, and I'm seeing you decline to participate. For some of you, this can be someone that like you're close with, or somebody that you know, someone you're familiar with, but something you don't want to be involved in. For some of you, this is a family member. And I'm seeing something change where it's like the more that you decline these offers to participate in things that feel out of balance to you, the more that you're actually bringing your relationships into balance, and the less you are going to be I'm hearing subjected. It's like the less people are going to approach you to try to bring you into something, because like the more you're denying it, the more they're recognizing that you're not the one in this situation. You know what I mean? Like you're not the one to be approaching here to bring you into that sort of stuff. So this is really going to change the ways that you like identify within your role within your relationships. And this is also the way that you work within relationships to establish your role as being something authentically that you identify with. It's like slowly evolving and changing so that you can participate in relationships the ways that you want to be participating in relationships, rather than a role that's being assigned to you that you may no longer identify with. And it's allowing yourself that space to go through that evolution. It's like letting go of past identities that you've had, even maybe past things that you've done, and it's about growing into the energy where you want to be assuming those roles. And I'm seeing something really change with the relationships that we have. Even with our identity, something big is changing. It's like maybe certain offers or certain behaviors that you had done in the past, maybe these are things as well that you're not really taking up anymore, like things that you're not participating in because you have new ways of doing things now. And you're entering into a world of actively adjusting. There's also a sense too here of like really forgiving yourself and those around you from the past for things that like you cannot control anymore. So it's just about accepting those things that have happened. This is also about moving out of a mind frame where it's like, yeah, I'm the victim or I'm the perpetrator. This is about understanding everything that has happened and accepting what has happened and being like, what do I want to happen in the future? What can I do about it now? Accepting the things that you can't change and moving into a place where it's like from here on out, because all we have is now, right? That's the only thing that actually exists. It's about where can I go from here? What can I do right now in this moment? Who do I want to be in this moment? And embracing that part of yourself that is trying to like grow into the new you. I'm looking at Gemini here, and I'm looking at Scorpio and Sagittarius. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.